Hello guys, this is Rich32G here, and today I'm bringing you some rFactor2. It's a 15-minute timed race from Loch Drummond in the Clio Cup, and with the latest build they promised some FPS improvements at this track in particular, so I thought I'd check it out. Just so you know, I'm recording this live with Nvidia shadowplay, so if you hear noises in the background, it's me shifting or my wheels force feedback. I've got the AI strength set to 100% and the time is at 8 PM. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was test out the FPS basically. Now I normally run on triples, and all evening I've been streaming with my triples, and I noticed a marked improvement at this track in particular, given it's the one they said they improved. That's a good thing, I guess. But then I tested at Lime Rock Park and it was fairly terrible, I've got to say, and I had strange things going on at Lime Rock. I was in the Corvette and I decided to do a evening race, well, a night race basically. I had to have headlights on, and like textures were blacking out. I'd be going along and you'd see the road surface, but then it would just go black basically. Not all of the textures, but say like you can see the road surface here, just all of it would go black, and it only happened in certain corners. If I knew the corner names I'd tell you, but basically at Lime Rock Park, at the top of the hill before the final corner, there's that chicane that they included a few years ago. Up there, that's where all of the road surface seems to black out, and also at the chicane going up the hill, the curbs seem to black out for some reason. Ooh, a bit wide there. Cheeky coming through. But at the moment, recording this, I'm recording it on a single screen at 1920 by 1080, like I say, using shadowplay on my GTX 660 non-TI version, and everything, as far as I'm aware, I've got maxed out. This is 100% settings, everything as high as I can get it, and I have to say, even with my triples, whatever ISI / rFactor have done with this track, the need to do with everything quickly, because the performance increase, for me at least, is staggering. I'm on the latest Nvidia drivers, beta drivers. If I'm honest with you, I'm not sure what number they are, 321 or something. That's probably wrong, but yeah, the performance is so good right now, and you know, it makes rFactor2 a viable option, because for me on my triples it's just been a no-go when there's stuff like iRacing out there and Assetto Corsa that handle my triples well, you know, and I can just get on with it. But in the past with rFactor2, I've had to fanny around with my settings, some chronic, to be able to just race. But like I say, this evening I've been streaming, which hits your frames, and now I'm recording this video, albeit on a single screen. Just cocking up a bit here, I'm not used to talking and driving. Empty box, you're a bit of a god, mate, I don't know how you do this. But yeah, it's much better. And I also figured I'd check out the new build, because as you've seen on this channel, I've been driving a fair bit of Assetto Corsa, and I thought it was about time I came back and had a crack at rFactor2, because I think I've left it about 2, maybe 3 months. I think I've missed 2 builds since I last had a little sort of play of it, and back then the performance wasn't great, but the difference is night and day for me. It really is, and I've got to say, this looks great. If you're running a single screen setup now, as long as ISI continue to do this kind of work on improving frame rates, this has put rFactor2 right back up there in my opinion, because to me it's always driven great, but it's always been the performance that has hindered me, because well, that was crap. Yeah, it's been the performance that's hindered me. Oh look, Tim Wheatley. Oh, it's a bit cheeky. Yeah, so the performance has hindered me, so much so that I've not wanted to play it, because it reminds you that your rig probably isn't that great, but I don't know. I still feel that a 660 is sort of mid-range. I'll openly admit it's not a beast of any kind, but you know, I can play BF4 on really good settings, I can play iRacing on really good settings, and Assetto Corsa again on really good settings. But rFactor2, whatever I've done with it in the past, it's looked absolute shite, and also, ooh, yeah, and ran shite while looking like that, you know. Oh, cheeky AI. That's Tim. Is there 2 Tims? What's going on here? So, yeah. And I thought I'd give it a bit of a compare against it's Tim and his brother there. I thought I'd give it a bit of a compare, because I've been driving so much Assetto Corsa and iRacing lately. It's only fair that I do this. And I have to say, it's right back up there. But they really do need to work on this, because it's only this track for me. Malaysia was okay. Lime Rock was terrible though, it really was. I had severe input lag around Lime Rock. I've turned off the wheel now, so you can't really see that input. Well, you can't see my inputs anyway, but very, very bad input lag. Like nearly half a second input lag, which I've never experienced in any sim before. I'm not entirely sure of the causes of that, but I had it. But as for the driving, oh. Well, apart from me being terrible, I always feel like rFactor2 is right up there. And last night I was driving the roof on iRacing. Might be saying that wrong, but I was driving it on there, and people, I'm probably going to get bashed for this, but people drive on iRacing, and if anyone slags it off, they're instantly a fanboy of another sim. Now, I just enjoy sim racing, it's that simple. But even in the roof, that people are hailing as like amazing, I don't care what anyone says, that's got a slow speed spin issue. And again, yes, okay, Porsches slash roofs, rear engined, they do that, but I can tell the difference between a slow speed spin I've induced and just something that's broken, because I can drive like the Skip Barber car on iRacing is beautiful since new Time Model 5, but the roof is like 90% blissful, but then to me there's just something immensely frustrating about it. I'm not slowing it or anything like that, it's not that, it just randomly the ass wants to spin out on you, and I'm of the opinion something's still not right there in the tyre model department. That's my opinion. I admit I'm not the fastest driver and things like that, but that's just my opinion. And then at Assetto Corsa, for me, it's honestly right now this versus Assetto Corsa for the best driving experience. For me, I think iRacing, you just feel like you're driving on eggshells, and it takes the fun away from it for me. You know, and I've quite enjoyed lapping on this evening. But please, ISI, rFactor people, get more tracks optimised like this, because it has just made this game so playable for people like me, and I'm sure many others, because I know people with worse graphics cards and general systems than me. So just turn my headlights on there. Yeah, so you know, it's good. Keep going this way, guys, and you're gonna be getting more market share, that's for sure, because people like me will recommend it much more. And I honestly can't knock how this looks at all either. Now, there is one thing I've noticed. Look at the car ahead. It seems to float to me. You know, it seems to drive above the track surface. I thought it was a graphics settings thing, but since I first noticed that, I've upped the graphics. The effect does seem lessened, but it's like there's a little gap between the shadow and the tyre touching the track. I don't know, that's just something I've noticed. And also the light issue that I talked about earlier, where where textures were going black. Just come back on the track there. I think I bent my steering doing that. It's not present on this track. There's no evening light issue. You can use your headlights to your heart's content in the pitch black, and there's no issue. So I think, again, whatever they've done with this circuit in that department should be carried over also, because it makes night racing a viable thing that looks great. Also, I didn't test out Malaysia with the low light settings, so I can't really comment on that, but hopefully that little piece of feedback is helpful in some way. But this has definitely gone from a sim. I was a bit, well, I've always recommended the driving, like I say, but it's definitely gone from a sim, oh my god, that I recommend with an aside, you know, like, oh, it drives well but it runs like shite. It's gone from that to something I just recommend. I think I'm in last now, because with updates like this, it makes me feel more confident that in the future ISI will deliver a sim capable of competing with the likes of Assetto Corsa and iRacing. But really, I think this is in the market to combat Assetto Corsa, just because iRacing's different, and I don't mean in a good or a bad way, but its online structure will always mean it's got something over the likes of AC and RF2, because frankly nothing compares to it unless you've got a very well organised league type thing going on, you know, which I know a lot of you have, but yeah, the online, it's a massive draw for a lot of people, and it also makes me sort of rethink my plans to get an Assetto Corsa server for pitlanes.com, just again because this is so promising, but you guys have been a long time coming with it, you know. I think this may be the last lap, I'm not sure. Oh, someone pitting. I wonder why he's pitting. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, my overall thoughts are this is a very, very good solid build. The first one in a very long time that I've thought, you know what, this is a big step in the right direction. More of the same, guys. With the track optimization, it's made a gigantic difference. To be honest, I'd almost say stop production on other tracks and get the tracks you've got sorted, because quite honestly it is that big of a difference for me. I mean, other people may comment, I hope you do. Please try this out, it works way better for me in all lighting conditions and such like. So yeah, and others not so well. But if this is your first time watching one of my videos, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll be doing more rFactor2 videos for sure in the future now, but I thank you for watching and I shall see you soon. Cheers.